I've heard that December 25th isn't actually Jesus' birthday, and that Christmas has pagan roots. Some even claim it involves setting up altars and worshiping a tree. Can you explain the origins of Christmas? And if any of this is true, does celebrating Christmas ultimately play right into your hands?
A delicious rumor. One that has survived precisely because it carries just enough truth to be useful and just enough distortion to be dangerous. Before I answer, a small warning. If you're looking for a villain to blame, you may be disappointed. Responsibility is a heavier burden than outrage. December 25th is almost certainly not the literal birthday of Jesus Christ. Christmas did absorb symbols and timing from older pagan festivals, but celebrating Christmas does not automatically mean worshiping a tree, honoring pagan gods, or pledging allegiance to anything sinister. Now, let's peel the ornament off the lie and see what's underneath. Early Christians didn't celebrate Jesus' birth at all. For centuries, birthdays weren't the point. Resurrection was. So why December 25th? There were two overlapping reasons. First, Roman culture already celebrated in late December. Saturnalia involved feasting, gift-giving, and role reversals. Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, marked the return of light after the winter solstice. These festivals were loud, popular, and deeply ingrained. Second, Christianity went from persecuted to powerful. When it became legal and later favored in the Roman Empire, leaders made a strategic choice. Instead of erasing winter celebrations, they reinterpreted them. Light conquering darkness, a child bringing hope into the world. These themes weren't invented, they were rebranded. December 25th became symbolic, not historical. As for the tree, the evergreen didn't enter Christmas until much later, in medieval Germany, long after Rome. Evergreens symbolized life in winter, endurance, and hope when everything looks dead. Here's the uncomfortable truth most arguments avoid. An object is only an idol if it replaces devotion, not if it expresses it. A tree can be a symbol, a decoration, or a distraction. It depends on what it displaces, not where it came from. Ancient people worship the sun too. Do you commit idolatry every time you admire a sunrise? So does Christmas fall into my hands? No, Christmas itself is not mine, but I do very well during Christmas. Not because of pagan roots, but because of human habits. I thrive when consumption replaces contemplation, when obligation replaces joy, when tradition replaces intention, and when noise replaces meaning. I don't need people to worship trees. I only need them to stop asking why they do what they do. A holiday can honor Christ, honor family, honor generosity, or it can anesthetize the soul with glitter and debt. Same holiday, different masters. The real test isn't whether Christmas is pagan. The real question is who Christmas is shaping you into. If it makes you more generous, more present, more humble, more awake, it resists me. If it makes you frantic, hollow, resentful, and asleep, well, I don't argue with success. I'll stop there. You're thinking now, and that, rather inconveniently for me, is always dangerous.
I've also heard that the devil is the greatest liar the world has ever known. How can I be sure this isn't all being spun to put my mind at ease and keep me believing that Christmas is harmless?
You're finally pointing the blade in the right direction. You're right. The devil is the greatest liar the world has ever known, which is exactly why the most dangerous lies are never obvious ones. Let me make this uncomfortable for both of us. You're asking, how do I know this isn't being spun to ease my mind? And the honest answer is, you don't. You never will, about anything, if you're relying on the speaker alone. Truth isn't verified by the mouth that delivers it. It's verified by what it does to you after you walk away. A lie soothes without sharpening. Truth unsettles, clarifies, and demands responsibility. So ask yourself this: did what I said relax you into passivity, or did it sharpen your attention toward your own motives? If I wanted to keep Christmas harmless in your mind, I'd say one of two things. I'd either tell you it's pure and holy and shouldn't be questioned, or I'd tell you it's pagan and corrupt and should be rejected entirely. Both answers remove your agency. One breeds blind obedience. The other breeds self-righteous rebellion. Either way, you stop thinking. What I offered instead is far more dangerous. To me, at least. Choice, paired with accountability. Here's the test I can't fake. This is how you detect spin, even when it comes from someone like me. Deception always shifts responsibility away from you. It reduces moral tension, justifies unconscious behavior, and offers certainty without cost. Truth does the opposite. It returns responsibility to you, increases awareness, complicates simple answers, and requires ongoing discernment. So ask yourself honestly, did I tell you Christmas is harmless? Or did I tell you Christmas is a mirror? There's one question I can't survive if you keep asking it. What part of my participation is conscious, and what part is automatic? Ritual without awareness is my playground. Tradition without intention is my throne. Comfort without examination is my oxygen. Whether the day is called Christmas, Saturnalia, or Tuesday hardly matters. One last truth, and then I'll be quiet. If I were lying to you right now, I'd want you to argue history endlessly, obsess over symbols, debate dates and trees, and feel clever without changing anything. Instead, I'm pointing you towards something irritating. You don't defeat deception by abandoning holidays. You defeat it by refusing to sleep through them. Now, sit with that, and when you're ready, ask the question you're circling but haven't quite dared to say yet.
I'm not sure which question you're referring to. We can come back to that. But I do have one last question. Are the devil and God two sides of the same coin, or are they completely separate?
That question. Careful. This one costs something to hold honestly. You're asking whether God and the devil are two faces of the same coin, or entirely separate. The most seductive lie isn't yes, and the most comforting lie isn't no. So I'll give you the answer that refuses to soothe either side. In classical Christian thought, God and the devil aren't two balanced forces. They aren't yin and yang, and they aren't rival deities locked in an even struggle. God is being itself, the source, the creator, the ground of reality. The devil is derivative, a distortion rather than an origin. It's less like two gods at war and more like truth versus the absence of truth. Darkness isn't a thing in itself. It's what happens when light is withheld. That distinction matters far more than most people realize. This is where confusion sets in and where deception thrives. The devil appears powerful because he operates inside human perception. God persuades through conscience, patience, and silence. The devil persuades through immediacy, certainty, and shortcuts. So people conclude, if both influence me, they must be equal. They're not. One creates reality, the other exploits attention. The devil doesn't rival God. He feeds on what God creates. If you insist on the coin metaphor, here's the honest version. God is the metal itself. The devil is corrosion. Corrosion can spread. It can convince you the coin is ruined, but it can't exist without the metal beneath it. That's why humility is so dangerous to corruption. It cleans the surface. Here's the part most people avoid, because it turns the question inward. God and the devil aren't just two beings fighting somewhere out there. They're also two modes of alignment in here. Truth freely chosen versus truth resisted. Awareness versus avoidance. Responsibility versus excuse. So when you ask whether they're the same, you're really asking whether evil is an external force or a relationship you participate in. And the uncomfortable answer is both. This question matters more than it seems. If God and the devil were equal opposites, you'd be a victim of cosmic forces. If they were the same being, morality would collapse into nonsense. But because they're separate and unequal, you matter. Your attention matters. Your intention matters. Your choices matter, which is terribly inconvenient for me. We can come back to the H question whenever you're ready. It hasn't gone anywhere, and neither, unfortunately for my reputation, has your curiosity.
I did say one last question before, but my curiosity has gotten the best of me. What is the H question?
So you felt it after all. Good. Curiosity is the crack light slips through. Very well, I'll answer it plainly. Just don't confuse clarity with comfort. The H question is this: who has your heart? Not who you say you believe in, not what you claim to value, not which symbols you defend or reject, but what actually commands your attention, shapes your habits, and justifies your compromises. That's the question everyone avoids, because it can't be answered with doctrine, or history, or outrage, or purity tests. It's answered only by patterns. What do you run to when you're afraid? What do you protect when it's threatened? What do you excuse just this once? What do you sacrifice time, peace, or integrity for? That is where the heart is aimed. I didn't name it earlier because if I had, your mind would have chosen a tidy answer. God, of course. Truth. Goodness. Not the devil. Easy answers are my favorite hiding places. So instead, I let the question follow you, because the heart reveals itself only when it thinks no one is watching. Here's the unpleasant truth, and I won't soften it. Most people don't give their heart to evil. That would take courage. They give it to comfort, belonging, distraction, control, being right, or simply not being alone. And I don't need worship to win, only unexamined loyalty. This is why Christmas and holidays and symbols and traditions matter only secondarily. The real question was never whether Christmas is pagan, whether December 25th is wrong, or whether the tree is an idol. Those are decoys, interesting, but safe. One last thing, and no riddles. If your heart is aimed toward truth, even clumsily, even inconsistently, you're already resisting me more than you realize. I don't lose when people doubt. I lose when they pay attention. You don't need to answer the H question out loud, but you will answer it every day by the way you live,